Hey, welcome back to The Market Investor. I'm Daniel Snyder. Thank you so much for coming back and checking out another video. Bitcoin's stupid. That's it. Bitcoin makes no sense. And we're going to get into it in this video. So stick around after the intro. Let's go. All right, so Bitcoin makes no sense, and this is what you need to know about Bitcoin, man. I dabbled in Bitcoin. I'll admit it straight up. I dabbled in Bitcoin. My story is that it was about 2 years ago, or maybe it was 3 now. 2 or 3 years ago, I was on a Friendsgiving trip, and this was the big Bitcoin moment in history where it popped up to $19,000. We went up to, I believe we were in Mammoth Mountain, and we were on the car ride back, 5-hour car ride back to LA. And there was a kid in the car with me, and he was telling me about Bitcoin, and we were all talking about it, and we're like, well, what is it? What's going on? Is this mysterious, decentralized banking system? It's going to take over the banking system for the world. It sounded like such a big possibility of, the blockchain technology. It was really sold, really hyped. And in the car at that moment, I threw money in. I was like, I'm gonna believe it. Let's get into it. I believe the hype. And man, I forget when I got in. It must have been like $12,000 a coin. I bought my fractions of a coin, and it shot up to 19,000. And I sold somewhere near the peak. I made some profit. And it pulled back like crazy, right? Like, look at the chart. The chart, you see the shoot up, and then you see the pull back. And luckily, I didn't hold all the way down to the bottom. Like, I was lucky enough to get out. I made profits. And then fast forward like a year, 2 years later, I got back in. And I was like, well, maybe, it's bounced back up off of the lows, and a lot of people have been squashed out of it. Maybe there's a good chance that I can make money in it. And there was a little bit of a rally going on, so I threw a couple hundred here, a couple hundred there. I think I got in for, it must have been around $1,000, which is usually the number I use to try to I feel something out, right? So I threw 1,000 in, but then I started to do the research because I was like, why am I investing? Why am I believing this hype? I don't know everything about Bitcoin. I need to read more about it. And the thing about me is, and hopefully you as an investor, is you want to learn as much as you can about something, ideally before you invest it, and not like me and just jump right in. But I made money the first time that I was like, oh, this is it, and I can make money again. I shouldn't have jumped in, and I ended up losing, I think, $500 in the overall trade. And then I was reflecting on it as well, and I was just like, man, this is dumb. Like, Bitcoin is stupid because Bitcoin isn't a tangible asset. Bitcoin isn't a Leonardo art piece on my wall hanging for people to actually admire. I can't take the art piece and go to a market and actually sell it to somebody for hard cash right there. Like, it's a totally different thing where it's a virtual currency that I can't even really use. And the only reason that you buy into Bitcoin right now is because you thinking someone else further down the road is going to pay more for your Bitcoin than what you paid for it. And that is the dumbest idea in trading and investing. That is not even investing. You are speculating. And we have speculative stocks, but speculative stocks are at least in companies that are real and in the world and creating products and hiring employees and renting office space. And you are betting on the innovation of the growth and the dividends. And Bitcoin doesn't have any of that. There's no dividends. You are literally going, I'm going to buy this now because I think somebody's going to buy it from me later. No, don't do it. That's it. It's like, once you realize that the problem is that it's not a tangible asset, you'll avoid any heartache of it crashing. It can crash to zero. Then what? Like, it is used for laundering money, which everybody knows, and the IRS is trying to catch up, and there's no regulation of it. So for an investing idea, if you want to invest, sure, go ahead. But I'm telling you, it's the stupidest idea that you're buying something that could potentially be taken away from you because of all the hacking in the world that has gone on and the millions of Bitcoin that we have lost because of exchanges being hacked and people losing hundreds of millions of dollars. It just makes no sense. It's a fool's game. Right? So the reason we buy stocks instead is that we're buying the pieces of businesses. And as those businesses grow and their revenues grow and their profits grow and they pay dividends and reinvest those dividends into the company, and then you own more of the company, that's how you are building a solid portfolio. You are building a solid, big old bag of money, if you want to think about it like that. The reason we buy stocks instead in businesses is that you are buying a share of a company. They are growing their profits, they're growing the revenue, they're paying you dividends, you're reinvesting those dividends, you're getting the compound interest, it's building up, and it's starting to fall like a snowball down the hill, and it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, so that you can retire someday with over $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, $5 million, whatever your number is. You're going to retire with that in your account. You're going to have a life of just relaxation at that point. You're going to be able to travel. You're going to be able to hang out with your family. And the compound interest that you get that is going to continue to drive the business to new heights. They're going to innovate new products. They're going to hire more employees. They're going to do more mergers and acquisitions. And that's going to make the business grow. That's going to make your portfolio grow. And that's going to just establish you for the long run of being able to retire without a worry in the world. And man, I don't know about you, but that's what I want. I want to be able to be out. I want to go travel. I want to have my house. I want to have the freedom to do what I want. And that's what investing can do for you, right? It can provide you that freedom as long as you take the time to study, get the knowledge, avoid things like Bitcoin. Sure, it may work for you. It didn't work for me. I'm never touching it again. I think the blockchain technology might be beneficial to businesses, right? But the currency itself just doesn't make sense. I would love to hear your thoughts on Bitcoin. If you want to leave them down in the comments below. I love good discussions. Tell me the pros, tell me the cons, tell me your experience that you've had with Bitcoin, Ethereum, any of them. But I hope you'll subscribe. I hope you share this with a friend, and I'll see you in the next one.